Yeah, we up on a Friday, Freestyle Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT.
CDAT.
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in to help us to redefine what's cool. Q, what's good?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
It's Friday. That's
it is.
good.
It is.
You know,
look, we got to be able to say our days a week around the world, right?
So,
Viernes.
Good morning.
Habara Ghani.
Bonjour.
Did I say buenos dias?
Nope, you just did.
Buenos dias.
Ni hao.
I was gonna say that too. What up, though?
What it is, though.
Yeah. Hey. That one. I remember that one. I do remember that one. So if you're listening, y'all, make sure you tag a friend, share the page, let them know that we up, man. It's the new 99 Jams morning show right here on 99.1 WUJM, and you laugh every time I say new, but it's a new day.
And it could be new to somebody
else. It's a brand new day.
You
know what? That's the song in my head right now is Lord, I thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, yeah.
Yes.
It's a beautiful day.
Yes.
Hey. Yeah.
And it's cloudy outside, but it's still a beautiful day.
Yeah, 60% chance of rain this weekend, and it's a lot going on.
And it's a lot of outside.
It's a lot of outside going on,
it's a
man.
Lot of outside.
Hey, man.
A lot of outside.
We don't question God.
I think
but we need it. But we need to question why it's so hot though.
Well, so here we go, right? We live in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a Qiana room. The views that express of Qiana and not everybody else.
The views expressed.
Is that like we live in Florida.
It's
supposed to be hot. So unfortunately, I don't think we can complain about the heat.
Okay.
Because this is kind of what we signed up for.
I hear you. I hear that. But man,
if it gets cold, on the other hand.
Okay. We can act the fool on the cold a little bit.
Fool on the cold.
Because I'm telling you, this heat, I mean, and it's just getting started. It's like, I guess it's the humidity, though.
It is.
Yeah, it's really the humidity. Because I walk outside and just start sweating, man. I'm like, what is this? I ain't that big.
But you want me to tell you,
man, shoot.
Last year, this time, I was in Arizona.
Okay. Tell me about that.
No. And so, to be honest, the heat out there was even worse.
Really? I've heard that, though.
It was worse. I felt like I was on Burl.
That's the one on the top.
Yes.
Right? The one ain't on the bottom. It's that top. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all the way around.
No
just
sweat.
That. Yeah. Ooh.
No sweat because it's a dry heat.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that. I haven't experienced it, though.
Yeah, I was there for a whole month.
Okay. Yeah, so we got Story 727 coming to City Hall this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're doing a tour. So, they have a summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
And as a part of their camp, they're going to be coming over to City Hall during a tour of City Hall. So I'm looking forward to seeing them this morning. Did you go to summer camp?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did go to summer camp. So the Girls Club.
Okay.
No, Girls Inc.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I did Girls Inc.
Okay.
So my Aunt Lori, the baby of the crew.
Okay.
She ran the camp. So we all went with her.
so y'all went to camp.
We went to camp with her. And she had a little red truck my grandfather had given her, right?
Okay.
And we all used to pile up in the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even think you can ride in the back of trucks no more.
I don't think we were supposed to be doing it then.
Well, we did. We did.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be doing that.
So we can't ride behind trucks because, there's no seatbelt?
I think that may be a part of it, but yeah, I think it's just not safe. They say. So I had a little truck one time, and I had my children on the back of it, and we went over Thrill Hill.
Oh, wow.
My wife was like, "What you doing? You crazy?" But they loved it. My children,
Again.
And guess what I did? Again. It don't take much. It don't take much.
I remember that going over there.
Yeah.
So we stayed. Okay, so when I was younger, like a little girl. Before we didn't even have Corey then.
Okay, yes, yeah. So you was young.
So
Tweet, what up?
So you know that corner house is a duplex. Like when you're turning, go straight down.
Yeah.
That little green kind. We stayed right there.
Okay. Oh wow. Yeah. So you was right there.
We stayed right.
Yeah,
there.
you was right there.
Yes.
You was right there, all up in it. But yeah. So did you go over Thrill Hill when you was pregnant?
I might have.
That's the St. Pete thing, right?
It
if
is.
you ready to have a baby, you go over Thrill Hill.
So let me tell you, I didn't go over there when I was like, not when I had Cheyenne. So this is what I did. So this is how crazy I was, because I'm just thinking about this. So I'm thinking about school when I'm pregnant with Cheyenne. You know, because she was supposed to be born like mid-September.
Okay.
And I was like, if I have her in September, she's gonna be held back a whole year, because you know.
Yeah, late birthdays.
Like anything after September 1st.
Yeah. Yeah, you get the late. Yeah.
So
my daughter, she got caught up in that. She was born November, so.
And I'm September 29th, so I got caught up in it, right?
Yeah.
Fine and dandy. I wake up. So the day I have Cheyenne, I tell everybody at school, I'm having Cheyenne today, right? I said this weekend, I'm telling you, she coming. I went to Bogey and Gibbs football game.
Okay.
I stood up the entire night. It was a Friday night. Stood up there the entire night. I walked around and woke up Saturday morning in labor.
Oh, wow.
And I had her August 31st.
Oh, so that's my grandson's birthday. Yeah, my grandson, my oldest grandson, his birthday is August 31st.
Yes.
And we was happy about that too, because the school year, like he was able to, not get in that held back thing.
But you know,
King Jab in the building. What's going on, black man?
Good morning, Grand Rising.
Yeah, y'all like it and share it, man. Let them know we up.
But you know, it's crazy. I forgot what I was about to say.
No, we was talking about just that after school, but yeah, no, the birthday thing. But then Thrill Hill, I remember, like that was like an urban legend. Like, when it got time close to labor, because that's what they used to tell me. You need to take her across the hill.
Oh yeah, they used to tell you
go ride across the hill.
Oh, the things
to make the baby drop.
Because when you go, your stomach you drop, so the baby is gonna drop. Oh, I know what I was about to say. A lot of times that extra year is not hurtful to the children.
Yeah.
A lot of times the kids sometimes need that extra year to get that extra development.
Yeah, you just be older than I think most of the people in your class, right?
Is that half of the kids? Yeah. You're older than half.
Yeah.
Because
there's others that have them late birthdays too. But yeah, you older than most of the people in your class.
And Cheyenne was the baby and everything.
Okay. Which fits, right? that fit.
Because she's the baby.
She's the baby. She's the baby. And so so let's do this day in history.
Mm-hmm.
This day in history, and it's not actually this day in history is what today is. Do you take lunch breaks?
I used to at one point in time.
Okay. So if you are someone who skips their lunch break or eats at their desk, this one's for you. Come celebrate National Take Back the Lunch Break Day with us. That's what the day is. National Take Back the Lunch Break Day. So it's held on the third Friday in June every year, and this event encourages workers all over America to step up to the plate, lunch plate that is, and take a regular and longer lunch break. Hold on now. You telling us to take a regular and longer lunch break. Why is there a day like this is the question. It's because multiple research studies have shown a trend of lesser and more infrequent lunch breaks across employees in America, resulting in lower employee morale and well-being. This day was set up as a reminder of the importance of the benefits of lunch breaks.
Do you take a lunch break?
Mm-mm.
It's important.
I just keep going. I take breaks.
Yeah.
But I guess the breaks I take make up for me not taking my lunch break, though.
Because in the middle of the day, I take a break.
Okay.
It's my old lady nap.
I need to be more disciplined with my breaking.
Yeah. So,
I need to be more disciplined with the breaking.
And I lay down and take, like,
oh, yeah, you take a whole break. Like
I take a power nap.
Yeah, you got a good job.
You got one of them jobs too.
Yeah, I do, but I just need to be more disciplined with scheduling in break time. So if you have not been taking your break, today is National Take Back the Lunch Break Day, man. Make sure that you're taking your breaks and get the time that you need. For I guess lunch breaks are a part of self-care. Huh?
They are.
How about that?
Yeah.
A lot going on this weekend.
So first, before we go on to this weekend, last night was the kickoff.
That's what's good. Yeah.
For Juneteenth.
Yes.
Let me tell you, we got to tag her in.
Okay.
We got to tag her.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Listen, Tamika.
She probably like on that after event high. Listen, or the after event hangover. You know how once you plan and you put energy in, you know how when you do them big events like that, and then like the morning after that event, you just like.
So let me tell you, from top to bottom, amazing event.
I saw the videos and some of the pictures, and it looked like it was amazing.
Okay, first of all, her brother cooked the food.
Okay.
Right.
I saw Carla's live. The one and only Carla B. Shout out to Carla B in the youth fund. Yeah.
And the food.
Okay.
What he had like this smoked devil's egg with shrimp in it.
Okay. I seen you like they can't see you on the camera, but you actually fell back and clutched your pearls.
Oh, my Lord.
That was a clutch. They was clutch your pearls good.
So and then you had some chicken wings that was good.
Okay.
You had a blue cheese crumble watermelon salad.
Blue cheese crumble watermelon salad.
Yeah, like listen.
That's what was them the ingredients, but that wasn't what it was called.
I don't know. It was a watermelon.
But that's what it was laid out right.
Yeah. Called that.
Okay.
Watermelon something salad. Right?
Okay.
Amazing.
I hear that.
The green beans.
Yeah.
Amazing. Everything you.
Is this what he do? Is he a caterer?
Yes, he is. He's a chef. So Tamika's siblings flew in.
Oh man, that's amazing.
To support her.
Yeah. I saw the video and she was like, just kind of calling the roll. It was a good moment. I was happy to see.
But then Cheyenne and Charlie did their thing.
Okay.
Damon Davis did his.
Oh
thing.
Yeah.
The twins did poetry.
Okay.
It was just a night full of love and like everybody was family in the building. So we gotta give a shout out to Mitchum Services, the kickoff of her new adventure.
Mm-hmm. And I saw in the video and it was I really appreciated it because in the video what she was saying was how she's been doing it for years and now she just turned it into turned her passion into profit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's what's up, man. Just because she's been there for us on a lot of events, on a lot of things. And so, I mean, she absolutely was spot on because she's like behind the scenes. She support. I remember doing the early part of COVID when we were doing our outreach. Like she was on our team. She joined our team then, for a little while. Mm-hmm. And just like an amazing person with an amazing ethic. And always a pleasure working with her.
Listen, so the last event not the last, but the kids event, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all her kids
at the factory. Yeah.
Nana probably, which is her youngest, probably is the only one that could have participated in it, right?
Okay.
EJ is in high school. Jalen is a dad, so they're not coming.
So you got a range like me then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a big range. You got one that's a dad and one that's
right. So, but Nana didn't even. She kind of felt like this was too young for her.
Okay.
Right? Which is fine.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that. Tamika pulled up on me.
And
I'm like, hey, she was like, I'm just here to see if you need help with anything.
Yeah.
Like she done been running around, did all this other stuff, and she just pull up.
Yeah.
And she was like, you need help with anything? Let me know. Pull down, set
you
need anything?
That's
and
her.
I'm like, I'm good, but thank you. The fact that she thought enough of me to pull up.
Right.
So you know what? I could not
come
and support her.
Yeah.
That was real black.
Yeah. I cannot not. I cannot not. Right. Yeah.
So that's how important it was.
That's African American vernacular English.
Yes.
That's what our brother Donnie taught me.
Yeah.
That's what we speak. African American vernacular English. AAVE. Carla B. Carla B. I was just talking about you. I saw your live from Mitchum Services Juneteenth kickoff last night.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. Carla B. actually launched a podcast too.
Yeah, about a month ago or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be on there one of these days coming up. I got to check and see.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm in the lineup to go and chat with the one and only Carla B. The one and only. So yes, I mean, like I said, it's a lot going on with these community events, and so we had the Juneteenth kickoff last night. Shout out to Mitchum Services, and then
they're gonna do another one tonight.
Okay.
At, the Catalyst I saw.
Okay. Got it. I missed that one. I didn't get that one.
Yeah. It just popped up on my timeline.
Okay.
And then you have the Juneteenth event on Saturday.
Yep. So it's a couple of them that I see.
More than a couple of them.
All right.
If you're looking for something to do on Saturday and you can't find it, then you ain't looking.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So so you got the Juneteenth Freedom Fest at Tropicana Field. That's Renee and Saturday morning shops, 11 to 3. And then you have Men in Power is another one that's happening. I'm trying to see. It was a lot of people that was a part of this one, but it's Men in Power. It's like a brunch from 2 to 5. The Barbershop Book Club, I think Men of Yesterday may be there. Keys for Life and some other groups is going to be participating in that one. But it's Men in Power, and it's 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Enoch Davis. And then you got Juneteenth on the Deuces, Deuces Corner, and that's at 5 o'clock.
Right, and they got the element of hip hop. We actually have a caller coming in.
Okay.
That's going to be on Juneteenth doing a Father's Day event.
Okay. Is that Sunday?
No, that's Saturday.
Okay. Because Sunday's Father's Day.
I know.
I'm going to church.
You gonna go to church?
I'm going to church. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm actually going to start going to church every Sunday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to different churches, but I'm going to church on Sunday. So on this coming Sunday, I'm going over to New Hope with my man Carlos Senior, Pastor Carlos Senior. So I'm going to fellowship with the New Hope family. So y'all look out, your little brother will be in the building. And
I love
New Hope
seniors.
Yeah.
Carlos,
that New Hope team over there though, Dr. Butler and like they got a squad. They doing
Tamika?
some. Yeah, well, she team New Hope.
She older, but you know what? Carlos did my grandmother's funeral.
Oh, my mother-in-law is also.
Right, and you know we grew up together. We all because we started out at Pleasant Grove.
Okay, yep.
Jordan.
That's my wife's family's church. Yeah, that's my wife's family church. Yep.
Oh, Carla say I'm New Hope.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So I'll be there Sunday.
Yes, and I remember at my grandmother's funeral, Carlos Senior saying, you know what I remember about Miss McIntosh more than anything is like she had 5 beautiful daughters.
Okay.
He said, I don't think you heard me.
Yeah.
She got it right 5 times. Some people can't get it right once.
Right.
But she had 5 beautiful daughters.
Yeah.
I just remember him saying that at the funeral. So
yeah. No, shout out to him and the whole team. And so I'll be there. And then on the following Sunday, 25th, I'm going over to New Faith. Off of Irving with Pastor Siplin, Elizabeth Siplin and Reverend Gravely. I'm actually going to be delivering the word over there. I'm going to be preaching on the 25th, y'all.
Oh,
it's been a long time too.
So do you get like your growl voice?
I talk how I talk. You know, I talk how I talk.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you break out in song?
No, I don't break out in song. No. I'm not just regular average. I mean, I talk how I talk, and I just kind of deliver it. And so I used to, in a past life, I was a student minister for a while, and then I was assistant minister, and so I was preaching almost every week. This was like, in my early 20s, and so it's been a while since I,
so you don't
been
get
on.
Theatrics.
No, for me, it's just the word. I try to bring the word and let the word and the spirit of the word move you. But yeah, I don't get into the theatrics and stuff. Yeah,
so we have a caller. And
what up, caller?
I think this is who we're expecting. Can you introduce yourself?
Good morning. My name is J. Carl Divine.
Oh, man. You talking about... Hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt. She never said who was calling. She just said we have a caller that's going to talk about an event, and then you come on and say this is J. Carl Divine. Come on, you got J. Carl Divine calling. You don't know who that is? Okay, I'm sorry. I got excited.
I'm
sorry.
Say this again so I get the excitement.
We have on the line with us J. Carl Divine. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There you go.
Welcome to the
Sorry to interrupt, J. Carl.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you.
Tell us about your event.
We are celebrating Juneteenth by praising the Father on Father's Day.
Ooh.
And we're bringing in gospel singers. We have some gospel rap. We have choirs. We have the spoken word coming. We want to celebrate God the way we want to celebrate. No money, no dressing up, just listening to some good gospel music.
Oh man, I love that. I love that. Where we gonna be at?
We're going to be on the Deuces on the corner of 22nd Street and 9th Avenue South. We are having Baja food truck is coming, serving fish and grits.
Ooh, that sounds like
and all of this
like
is
folks
free.
Sunday morning.
All of this is free. There is no charge to come and enjoy.
What time should we get there?
And we start at 5. We'll end at 7. Sunday afternoon. Bring your lawn chair, a blanket, a stool, a crate. Just sit on the ground if you want to. We just want to come out and praise God and be thankful for all that we have in the midst of all that's going on.
I know that's right,
That's
J. Carl.
right.
And you've been doing this for a while. This is not your first rodeo. You've been doing this for
a day or two. A day or two.
So modest, so humble.
I love it.
Banyan tree, man. So I know that you doing Juneteenth, but what else you got cooking? Because I know you do a lot in the community. I've just been seeing you for years, man, as a champion and an advocate, particularly around our health and HIV awareness and a lot of other things I've seen you into. So you got a message for the people, man?
And we on June 28th, we will be at the Sanderland Center. We have created 16 panels for the AIDS Memorial Quilt.
Okay.
That quilt has 57 miles of names on it right now.
Wow.
And only 2 miles of Black people, and we know more than 2 miles of Black people have died of AIDS.
Yes.
And so we have created panels to go on that quilt, 16 panels. We will have a public viewing on June 28th at the Sanderland Center from 11 to 3, and we'll serve a light lunch. You can come in on your lunch break and view these panels. They're absolutely beautiful.
That's so amazing. And if people wanted to get additional information about it, where's a good place that they can go to find it?
They can go to St. Pete Black Pride.
Okay.
On Facebook, or Banyan Tree Project on Facebook. We're listed.
I love that. I love it. Well, J. Carl, man, give us the date, time, and location again for this Sunday so we can make sure that people have it.
Fish and grits, that's
the draw right there.
That's it. Like,
I'm trying to think where you can get some good fish and grits this morning, right?
And you know,
first come out the grease. With some cheese in the grease.
Oh my God! Stop! You gotta stop.
This is what I'm at. I don't know if anybody
You're trying to put me there too, and I'm trying to back away.
I don't know if anybody else there with me.
I'm with you.
You get that fresh grease,
man,
and then put and then break it up and mix it. Like I'm a mixer.
And you know, Baja can cook.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Rod can cook, and so they're doing the food for us. We're having that basa. We have some tilapia, and we have some catfish nuggets.
Okay, that's what's up. And that's going to be Sunday at 5 o'clock. Sunday, June
5 to 7.
Yep.
On the corner of 22nd Street and 9th Avenue South on the Deuces.
I love it.
And you're going to have gospel singer, gospel rappers.
Yes, we're starting with the Community Love Ensemble.
Okay.
And we have Sun Love and Peace. She's an awesome poet. Jimmy Miracle Golden, who is a rapper. He's a gospel rapper. And we have Minister Jeremy Chanel coming. Lady Portia Guest is coming. We have praise dancers coming. Mr. Mountoff is coming. So Minister Paul Woodall and James Faison are coming from Port Charlotte, Florida, to participate with us. So it's going to be a big event. We just want to do something for the community that hasn't been done.
I love that. I love that. And no better time than Juneteenth.
No better time than our freedom.
That's right. That's right. Well, Jay Carl, thank you so much for calling, man, and sharing the love and the energy. And we definitely going to continue to spread the word about what's happening over there on the Deuces this Sunday and send people your way.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you again.
Bless you.
Take care. All right, so if you don't know that, are you listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams the Berg, WUJM? It's the new morning show right here, and we rely on the support of listeners like you to keep the doors open, the shows that you love on the air. Keep this AC blowing cold too, because it's hot outside. So please, if you're so moved, give a donation. You can go to 99jamstheberg.com and donate to the station. You can also sponsor a show. You can sponsor a segment on the show. So if you want to sponsor like Ask Qiana, if you want to sponsor Good Morning from Around the World, or you want to sponsor anything, just give us a call and we'll make it happen. So definitely support your community radio station, 99 Jams the Berg. Baby. So continuing on this line, so we got also on Saturday. So we cover Saturday, and then we got Sunday, and then we have Monday on Juneteenth at 11 a.m. There's a Black History mural reveal at the Dr. Carter G. Woodson Museum. Okay. And so you remember during the uprising after George Floyd, in the wake of that, all of these murals were being put out around the country. And if you've been on the Deuces, you've probably seen the Black Lives Matter mural. It's being redone.
Thanks, you.
It's being updated, and thank you very much. Thank you very much. You be always there for us. But yeah, so on Saturday, look, and I think I had the address, but now I can't find it for the Dr. Carter G. Woodson Museum. So if you got me, put it there. But it'll be Monday, June 19th at 11 a.m. There's a Black History mural reveal at the Dr. Carter G. Woodson African American History Museum. So y'all pull up and check that out as well.
Right, and then on next Friday, we're doing Conversation and Libations, which is free.
Okay.
Just kind of come out, amigo. We'll be at the factory.
Okay.
From 6 to 9 as well.
Conversations and Libations.
Yes.
All right. Go
ahead and sign up for it. It's at the factory.
Okay.
Off of 31st.
Off of 31st, yeah. Off of
31st. Okay,
love us. Off of 31st. And then on Tuesday, the 20th at 6 o'clock, the Childs Park Neighborhood Association monthly meeting. Shout out to our president, Mr. Edmond, and the board of the. Look, you looked over there. Look, he's somewhere listening. And so, the Childs Park Neighborhood Association monthly meeting is on Tuesday, June 20th at 6 p.m. at the Childs Park Rec Center, 4301 13th Avenue South. And then they changed the wellness walk. So, I mean, not the wellness walk, but we've been promoting this group exercise. Get healthy, get fine for the summer. You might be running a little behind if you ain't started already. If you start this Saturday, you're gonna miss it.
If you started Saturday, you're not gonna be summertime fine.
Okay.
You might be fall time.
Yeah.
Pre-ready.
Yeah.
Christmas fine.
You're gonna be pre-fine. Yeah. Like the fine before the fine.
Right, because you need to get summertime fine. You got to start in the winter.
Yeah, you're gonna have inner beauty and let your light shine from the inside out. But it's gonna be this Saturday at 9 o'clock. There's gonna be group exercise provided by Cardio Sport. Shout out to them. It's a business on. I think they're off of Fifth Avenue. I got to get the address for them too, but they'll be at the rec center doing the services. So they'll be at Childs Park Rec Center this Saturday at 9 a.m. if you want to be a part of an amazing group exercise. We did it last month in conjunction with the wellness walk, and so and it's like cardio with the sports. Kind of training vibe, but you go at your own pace. They push you a little bit. Good music, good vibes, good energy, good people. So y'all come out to Childs Park for the the cardio sport.
Look, you be on there with the addresses.
Right on.
Now, July 11th.
Okay, we going next month. Let's go.
We go. I just saw.
Let's go.
So July 11th, they're doing a panel at Healthy Saint Pete.
Okay.
Right there, right on 34th Street. I don't have the address.
2333.
There we go.
34th Street South.
There we go. So right there,
Lakeview Shopping Center.
It's a community listen section.
Okay.
And it's about increasing the access of legal assistance to the community of color.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Pi
and her team.
Yeah, because Pi's the new director, I think. She in charge over there at Bay Area Legal.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So
recently.
So yeah,
congratulations, Pi.
They're doing that. Pi gonna come on someday and talk about it.
Okay.
And so this is the kickoff of that.
You be my man.
Yes. I love
you. So let's back up and go the day before that. So July 10th, we actually having our first 49th Street Business Association interest meeting, where we're inviting business owners on 49th Street, on the 49th Street corridor, to come in and have a conversation about what's possible and really looking at organizing a business association so that we can begin to take advantage of a lot of the city programs that are available for planning and corridor development and those types of things, because I'm seeing that the ones who get the resources are the ones who are organized. Nothing new, but this will be new for our area when we bring this association together. So
right, and they know, and it's about knowledge, right?
Yep.
And once you have the knowledge and know exactly how to do it, and a lot of people don't, like when people get businesses, they know they have a great idea.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what they have, and then they know that they can produce a product. They don't understand the stuff behind it to make sure that they can operate as a business and not a hobby, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, and so I hear that, and I unite with that. And what we're doing is creating space, not necessarily for that part of it, but what we're looking to do is saying, okay, as you know, in my new role as a council member, like there are programs that help you as an individual business owner that can help you to, you know, level up, like those microfund grants. And we're going to talk about that as well, and those other programs and services. But what I'm looking at is the entire corridor and how can we as a city support the corridor. So like that infrastructure development, maybe widening sidewalks, doing some landscaping on the side, getting banners up, you know what I mean? And really making the area more attractive, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's some facade work, or and seeing how so we can develop a plan
so that it makes it bring business.
So it attracts businesses to it, and it also supports the businesses that are currently there. And so we're planning and mapping out this district for, you know, 10, 15, 20 years. Like, what do we want this business district to look like in, you know, 10 years from now? And we're inviting members of the community, those who have businesses on the corridor right now, to be a part of that process to develop this plan, so that when, you know,
they start to do it, they won't be like, wait,
what happened? What y'all did? Yeah,
I want a part of that.
No, it's our plan. It's us doing it, because right now you have like these hodgepodge of businesses. And then you think about, if you remember Central Avenue, you look at the Edge District, you look at this Grand Central District, and you see how they did their sidewalks to make it more walkable. You know what I'm saying? And how they changed the parking. Like, what opportunities are available for us on 49th Street? Like, I live over there. I want to be able to just walk down 49th Street, hit up a business, grab it. You know, if I want to get some coffee, get a restaurant, and kind of create that whole.
Like to, you know, you like to ride bikes.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so that whole thing, right, and just kind of creating that in that corridor, and the first step for us, the way we're seeing it, is organizing and really having conversations. And so on July 10th. At Tiki Tavern. It's on, the address is 530 49th Street South, and we're inviting business owners. So if you know a business, we also have the council member. I reached out to the council member for Gulfport, so he's going to come as well, because, you know, we share a border with Gulfport. And so I had people who were saying, what about the Gulfport side? So I called up the council member for Gulfport and invited him to come over. So he's agreed to participate. And so we're going to look at what we can do on the St. Pete side with St. Pete programs. And then he's going to talk about the Gulfport side and what programs are available. And then him and I start working together to see how we can build the corridor. So that's what your council member been doing. That's what your council member been up to.
What? We got to take a quick break.
We do.
7 minutes after the hour. I mean, stay tuned. This one we were just
How are
kind
you?
of
Good morning.
promoting and talking about, but we have Dr. Brittany.
Yeah, Dr. Brittany Peters is gonna give us a call, man.
Right, and we're gonna talk about mental health
Yeah.
and how we can help our children and
Practical tools,
Yes.
practical solutions.
So stay tuned. Tag a friend, tell a friend. That's what's coming up. You're gonna be listening to Democracy Now, and we'll be back 7 minutes after the hour.
Believe that.
Did my son die for nothing? Am I going to cry until the end of my life?
A delegation of African leaders is visiting Kiev in an effort to bring Russia and Ukraine to the negotiating table. African leaders say their continent is feeling the adverse economic impact of the conflict in Ukraine. Mayani Jones reports.
This self-styled peace mission includes leaders from Zambia, the Comoros, and Senegal. African leaders say their continent has felt the adverse economic impact of the conflict in Ukraine. The delegation is expected to meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Friday before traveling to Russia
and succumbing to issues that really are treatable and normally wouldn't have such awful outcomes.
All that and more coming up. Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. Greek authorities have arrested 9 Egyptian nationals and charged them with people smuggling after their overloaded fishing vessel capsized and sank in deep waters off the coast of southern Greece Wednesday. Over 100 people were rescued, but hope is fading for an estimated 500 others who remain missing. That includes as many as 100 children who witnesses say were traveling below deck. It's the deadliest shipwreck off the Greek coast this year, possibly among the deadliest ever in the central Mediterranean. Protests in support of the migrants have erupted across Greece amid reports that a Greek Coast Guard vessel escorted the trawler for hours and failed to properly render aid as the vessel capsized. On Thursday, Greek opposition leader Alexis Tsipras visited with survivors at the port of Kalamata, where he condemned the European Union's policies on refugees and migrants.
I want to say there are huge political responsibilities with the migration policy that Europe has been following for years. A migration policy that turns the Mediterranean, our seas, into watery graves. And I think it is time to speak the truth, because this policy has to change.
Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott has taken credit for sending dozens of migrants to Los Angeles in a move condemned by Democrats as cruel and inhumane. It's the latest in a series of similar moves by Republican governors in recent months. On Wednesday afternoon, a busload of 42 migrants, including 8 children, arrived in Los Angeles after a 23-hour ride from McAllen, Texas, without food, they said. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass blasted Abbott, writing in a statement, quote, "It's abhorrent that an American elected official is using human beings as pawns in his cheap political game," she said. Los Angeles City Council member Eunices Hernandez also condemned Governor Abbott.
He's obviously a person who's been elected that is not strong enough to meet the moment in his state, but that's okay because all these people here in Los Angeles and in California are more than capable of welcoming these folks here, because Los Angeles is a place and a city for everyone. And we'll keep pushing for our sanctuary policies to make sure that immigrants and migrants know that they are safe here, that they are welcome here. 1.3 million immigrants make up the city of Los Angeles. They are the nervous system, the heart of this city, and we have their back.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a bill Thursday barring transgender college athletes in Texas from competing on sports teams that align with their gender identities. This follows other anti-LGBTQ legislation recently passed in Texas, including a ban on gender-affirming care for transgender minors. In Ohio, Republican lawmakers have merged two anti-LGBTQIA bills into a single piece of legislation. The Ohio House is set to vote the combined bill, which would ban puberty blockers or hormones for everyone under 18, bar transgender women and girls from female-only sports teams in Ohio, schools and colleges, and from paying for gender-affirming care for youth. It would also limit discussions of gender identity and sexual orientation in classrooms. The ACLU reports it's tracking 491 anti-LGBTQ bills in the U.S. during this year's legislative session. The Supreme Court has upheld the Indian Child Welfare Act in a ruling that protects Native children from being removed from their tribal communities for adoption or foster care in non-Native homes. In a stunning 7-2 ruling, Justice Amy Coney Barrett rejected an argument from Republican-led states and white families who argue the system is based on race, writing, quote, "In sum, Congress's power to legislate with respect to Indians is well established and broad." Indigenous leaders are celebrating Thursday's ruling, saying the 1978 law helps to preserve their families' traditions and cultures. After headlines, we'll speak with Rebecca Nagel, Cherokee writer, award-winning journalist, and host of This Land podcast. In Texas, at least 3 people were killed Thursday as a tornado tore through a trailer park in Panhandle City of Perryton. More than 75 people were injured. About 200 homes were destroyed. There's triple-digit heat in the forecast for the region this weekend, with temperature records set to fall in Houston and New Orleans, and 10 million people under excessive heat warnings through Saturday night. Authorities on Mexico's Pacific coast say hundreds of wild birds that have washed up along the shore died as a result of abnormally warm ocean waters resulting from the climate crisis and the warming trend known as El Nino. Mexico's health ministry reports at least 6 people have died this year from heat-related illnesses, with more extreme temperatures forecast for this weekend. On Thursday, the European Union's climate agency said global surface air temperatures briefly rose by more than 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels earlier this month for the first time ever. That's the maximum global temperature rise agreed to under the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement. Here in New York, United Nations Secretary.
Not yet.
Oh, we there.
We there? I can't hear me, but you can hear me?
I can hear you.
As long as you can hear me, then that's all that matters.
And I bet you the people can too.
They can hear me too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother, John.
This is Qiana. And
this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. See That?
See That.
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool. We also got a special guest, a very special guest.
With this beautiful hair.
Oh, my God. Just black excellence times 10.
Sometimes.
Okay.
No, all the time.
Our sister, Dr. Brittany Peters, welcome to the ride. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
What's good?
I appreciate y'all for always creating space to talk about Black mental health. So
yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And we have to create space. Like, that's one of them things where they say you can't find time, you got to make it.
You do have to be intentional.
Yeah, you got to be intentional about it. And so we thank you for making time to come over with us, and with all that's going on in the community and what we're seeing in the world. We just wanted to invite you to come in as a professional, because everybody got their ideas about mental health and
what we should do.
Yeah. And look, they got we got to talk about. It's one of the things that I hear too, right? Mm-hmm. And it's starting to become a little bit of a pet peeve. Sometimes we flip it and we mean mental illness, but we say mental health, right? So we're pointing out mental illness, but we call it mental health. And so I think that's another one of the things that you can help us with is when we talk about mental health, what are we really talking about, and what is not mental health?
Yeah. I appreciate this question because I think that when we talk about mental health, I like to kind of frame it when I talk to my clients as mental well-being.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
We have a well-being pie, and everybody's pie looks different. We like sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie. Everybody's pie looks different, right?
Mhm.
And so what goes into that is really what creates our overall well-being, right?
Mhm.
The supports we have, right? Our income, our physical health, and also our mental health. All those things kind of can weigh on us, right? And so it impacts our overall well-being. I don't know that we are as intentional as we should be about recognizing how the mind and body are so connected, right? So we will say, I'm having physical problems, but it may be somatic. It may be that something's going on up here and we're not acknowledging it. And so our body is pushing it through into a place where we can acknowledge it, right? Saying,
Because
you know
everything's
what?
connected.
Wait, say that
everything's
again.
connected.
We may have something that we're not acknowledging, so our body is pushing it through to a place that we can acknowledge it.
And the body says, you know what, you stressed, and I've been trying to get you to take it a little easy.
Yeah.
But you're not hearing me. But you hear that stomach ache, right?
I heard that headache last night. I heard that headache loud and clear last night.
That blurred vision.
The blurred vision.
Man.
Yeah. You and all kinds of things, right? And so our bowels can be impacted by that, right? Skin can be impacted by that. So we really have to pay attention and be intentional about it. Food, right? What we eat. It all plays a heavy factor on our overall mental well-being, right? When we talk about our mental illness and when we get to a point where someone is being diagnosed, really what we're saying is, a diagnosis is just a label.
Okay.
To describe a cluster of symptoms, y'all. I know we like to push back on labels.
Right. Sometimes we should, but not all the time.
But labels don't define who you. They don't define who you are.
That's right.
If you can name it, you can change it. I remember hearing.
Yeah, and really what that does is that tells the doctor if you are being prescribed meds, how to get the right treatment to you. And that's really what that is about. You don't want to be under or overdiagnosed. You don't want to be misdiagnosed either, right? You don't want to be told that you have ADHD or that you have conduct or, antisocial personality disorder. And really you're going through trauma. You have PTSD.
Oh, wow.
So what I just thought of, like, in my mind, where it's just like when you talk about labels, it's like streets. You got to name the streets so that you can get exactly where you need to be. Yeah. If I say you need to be on 34th Street, right? But it's 31st, you're not going to be at the location that you need to be at.
You got to get on the right street. I like that, right? And so what we do is what I do. I was raised country is I try to give directions by landmarks, right? Yeah. That's not going to get someone to the right spot. So you are correct. You gotta be if you tell me 34 this morning, Brother John said by the IHOP. Oh,
see, I did. I guess I'm country too.
No, I do landmarks too, but when you just said like the labels, because it don't define who you are, but it makes sure that you're at the right place, so that you can get the right treatment. So just like when you look at the roads, you want to show. If I want to show at Brother John's house, I need the right address so I can be there.
Right.
Yep. So you can show up. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So those diagnoses really also acknowledge that now your symptoms have gotten to a point where it's impairing your functioning. It's impacting the relationships you have, maybe at home or at work, your friendships. It's impacting your performance at work. It's impacting something that you should be doing. It's impairing your functioning. Right. And so we all live with a little bit of depression and anxiety most of the time.
I call it natural stress.
And so we want to be careful not to say that, someone has a mental illness just because they may be experiencing some anxiety, right? Because there's some, you got a public speaking, you're going to have anxiety sometimes, right? But it's really when it gets to that point where it's impairing functioning. I can't go to class. Right. I'm just shutting down. I'm completely numb. Sometimes we become hyper aroused where we're like angry. It feels explosive like a volcano.
And you can't control it.
You feel like you can't control it because your window of tolerance, you've exceeded your window of tolerance. Versus you can become hypo aroused too, which still is exceeding it, but you become numb. you shut down, right?
Yeah.
And so it depends on what kind of stressors you're experiencing. And so that's just a good basis for when we're talking about mental well-being versus our mental illness.
Mental well-being. I'm gonna start saying that too. We got to pay attention to our mental well-being because I think we overutilize that mental health term, and now it's starting to just get into like the space of everybody think everything is mental health.
Yeah.
You know, that's a mental health. You know,
but
it's like misnomer. It's like a misnomer.
But it's kind of like it's the umbrella.
Yeah.
And then now you're gonna like narrow it down. Like when you say mental health, like your mental well-being is a part of your mental health.
Yeah.
Right?
Overall.
So you get the umbrella when people say, when they cannot describe exactly what it is they're doing, it's my mental health. Like I need to do self-care. Self-care is part of your mental health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your mental well-being.
Right. All of that. So for me, I get like it's over, but I'd rather you say mental health so somebody can hear you than you not say nothing at all.
What if I just say get your mind right? Can I say that?
That's like sucking up.
You need to get your mind right.
See, that's like sucking, and that's what we don't.
We do that a lot.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Because that's like sucking up.
To get your mind right.
That's what we used to do, and this is why we have the situations that we have, because we think what you can deal with doesn't mean that somebody else can deal with it.
Good morning,
and there's traumas that we are adapt to that we talked about on Wednesday, like the gunshot. When you hear gunshot, everybody should duck for cover.
Yeah.
But you hear it and you don't. And that's a norm. It should not be the norm in our community.
Yeah.
But again, we adapt to that in our society, and we should not. And then because you're adapt to it, you think that our children should and somebody else could, and you but they have not. And then now we have a caller.
Yeah. Right. You know, the brain is a muscle, y'all. We have to exercise that muscle too.
And that's how you keep it healthy.
That's how you keep it healthy.
Good morning, caller. Introduce yourself.
Joyful morning, beautiful beings. This is Sierra Clark.
Sierra Clark. Good morning. It's been a while since we heard your voice.
Good morning. I was calling. The gentleman was speaking about the career fest today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I'm calling. So the first 10 people that report that they got their jobs, I'm giving away some free massages from my friend's business. Sound mind, and body wellness. Make life a priority.
That's from yesterday.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
So what we'll do is, Sierra, when we get off, I will link you up with Harold.
Okay.
And so we make sure that because that's a part of mental,
right. Make life, and their slogan is "Make life a priority," and mental wellness is a priority.
I think I got a job yesterday.
Ooh. I know that's right. Thank y'all. How are y'all doing? Y'all have a good one.
Thank you for calling.
Can I get a massage? Can you let me be a massage? Can you let me be great on
I think she got you.
Yeah, she does.
You know, she got us multiple times.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. But no, I do think that that's important though, and I like what you said, that the brain is a muscle, and like you can't let it atrophy. That's right.
Yeah,
you got to
exercise.
You got to exercise. You got to do things to keep it well and healthy and all of those things too. And one of the things I wanted to really talk about is this increase in suicide. So we're seeing this increase in suicide among young people. It's having an impact on our community, and I guess like what would be a message to a parent, or someone who's actually lost a child to suicide, because I can only imagine what toll that would take on a person. So what would you say to somebody or what would advice or tips or anything that you would offer to somebody who has lost a child to suicide?
Yeah. First, let me say condolences to the mom who lost her baby. That is heavy.
And the father.
I'm sorry. Dad. Charge it to my heart.
My
brain, not my heart.
Because we
it's balanced.
It's a valid point. We do forget.
The dad go through it too.
Everyone who loves that baby, right, goes through it. And so my condolences to the family. what I can say is, yes, there's an increase, right? And so we're seeing it nationwide. Even the CDC is reporting that we saw from, I believe, 2020 to 2000 to 2020,
I remember
the 78% increase.
Yeah.
And then when they look at 2021, we see a 19.2 increase in suicide among Blacks, right? Then what we see, I'm not going to go down this road, but I think it's worth mentioning, the only group that saw a decline was our white counterparts. And so there's a problem, right? There's a couple of problems. And so to answer your question with regard to what we say to parents, your healing is not linear. It is not going to go in a straight line. It's going to take time. And so be patient with yourself. It may take over a year. Utilize your support network, because what happens is, for parents and for people who lose someone to suicide, is that they go, was it the one call I missed? Was it the text I did not respond to? Was it this thing when they were reaching out to me? We question, could we have changed the trajectory? And I think that that's fair. However, there's the other part of us that has to recognize that when people get to that point, oftentimes it is because they love you that they do not reach out to you and put you in that position, right? To let you know. And so typically research shows that individuals don't even tell their therapists, right? Don't tell their family members, because they've made that decision. Now, if someone is reaching out to you about it, then yes, support them, right? But for individuals who are supporting a loved one who is contemplating or who has suicidal ideation or is passive, you really want to assess your capacity to support them, because we have to recognize that we're not always in a space ourselves to support that. It feels uncomfortable. And again, it feels heavy. But we can say, how can I walk you to what you need?
That's what I was going to ask you too, because we had this, it was a men's gathering, we're in the season of the Black man. And we had a men's day event over at the Center for Health Equity. And we had different circles. One was on stress management, one was on de-escalation, and the other one was talking about mental health. And in the moment I was inspired, the question came to me about, because we're saying we got to support each other, we got to be there for each other, and it's like, how, like, a lot of times we don't know what to say. Like, if you're talking to somebody and they confide in you and they tell you that they having suicidal ideations or they're thinking about killing themselves, how do you respond? Because most of us are not trained professionals and able to deal with that, and we'll revert to, man, come on, shake out of it, or you just be tough, man. That's what it's like. How do you? What would you recommend, and how would you say that we respond, to those types of things?
It's really hard when you're not in that space to give people advice. You know what I mean? Sometimes because you don't want to say the wrong thing. When you do it, but I'm like, being a listening ear a lot of times is what people need, because they keep all of this in and they need an outlet, because it's your mind that, like, I know, like, I can only talk about my experiences when it comes to stuff like losing a child. I can relate to another parent of losing the child, and I know that feeling. There's different components of it that we may not be in line with, but for that part of it, I can tell you how I navigated it to help you and give you some tools in that. And just let you know, because I shared that experience with you, you're not alone here.
I got you.
You know what I mean? And that I'm not a professional when it comes to, on that, like, I'm not a therapist, but I can relate. And then I think a lot of people have thought about suicide and are embarrassed about saying that, but just to let somebody else know, like, brother or sister, I done been there with you. Like, it's time for us both right now to take a time out. Like, let's go fishing.
Yeah.
Like, do something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, let's do something that's gonna give us a
Yeah.
woosah moment.
Right. So I've actually like intervened in a couple of suicides, you know, like where I was called to a scene, you know, with a brother who was actively threatening to kill himself, and was able to connect with him and get him to come and go with us. Because of my experience, I actually had an experience like that too, where I was threatening suicide and, you know, wanted to leave here, you know, myself. And so when I was in that moment with him, just looking at him, hearing what he was saying, you know, I was able to like look and be like, okay. And I just called him out in a way that I could. Probably wasn't the best advice, but it worked. You know what I mean?
But it would work. So it worked.
It worked. But it was like, I can see in how he was behaving in his mannerisms, like he wasn't gonna do it. And so I'm like, bro, come on, man, what you doing? Like, you know, and I said, you know, I like kind of got in his chest a little bit. And then it took his attention off of himself and it put it on me, like, what I do?
Yeah.
I was like, come on,
he
then,
needed
come
to get
on.
it out.
Like, and so he started directing it towards me. And I was cool with that because I could see, you know, you can see, yeah. And I'm like, bro, you just tripping. In the other parts of the scene and the scenario, but that was, you know, God's grace and my lived experience. But I'm talking about like people who never had that experience, and somebody is comfortable enough to come to you and say, you know, man, I'm really thinking about it, or, you know, sister, how do you handle it? What are some things that you would recommend we say to them?
Yeah, permission to not have the right words, y'all.
Okay.
I think that sometimes because it is not comfortable, we are searching for words. So I suggest you take it right from there, that I don't know what to say. That's an appropriate thing to say. You can say, I don't know what to say.
Because that's the worst thing when you be like,
that.
When you
just,
give,
when
yeah.
you say that, when you be like, oh, I know how you feel. And they be like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah. And you may default to inadvertently being dismissive, right?
Yeah.
Because we're trying to advice give, and advice giving does come from that space of, I'm uncomfortable with this. I need to get you out of this because I don't want to sit with this.
Okay.
So it's okay to say, you know what, I don't know what to say, and this is hard for me. Could we just sit together right now? Right?
Okay.
Just sit with them.
I love that.
And allow that silence. I think that we have to be comfortable in silence and allowing that person to talk when they're ready, right? Y'all may just sit down and be quiet and drink some water for 30 minutes to an hour, but you're sitting with them in that space. They may open up and share, and maybe they do say things that you do feel you have words for. Give them the words you have, but don't feel this pressure to get them out of that space because you are uncomfortable.
That's what's up. That's like the best thing I've heard, because you're right. Like, and it's so honest and it's authentic. Like, I don't know what to say. You know, like that's just it. Yeah.
But you know how to be a friend.
Yeah. And you know how to be a listening ear.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
And like you said, sit, you know, just being, sometimes that's all it takes, just being there. Because I know in most cases, and a lot of the sessions that I've done and things that I've had, you know, it's just allowing people to talk through it themselves. And you know, they have the solutions and the answers.
Yeah.
What are some questions that you can ask to get somebody to start to open up and talk? Because I know it's, you know, sometimes the right question can be life-changing too. So what are some ways that you would recommend we do that?
Yeah. You know, when we're talking to people, if you believe that they're struggling, you can ask how they are doing. But when they give you the politically correct answer, fine. Circle the block on that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But how are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? How are you feeling? How's your self-care is my favorite question to ask, right? Because really then they have to think, like, what am I going to tell you?
Right. Because everybody has that.
It's not a robotic, yeah.
If I'm doing good.
Steve Money, thank you for jumping on, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. And what if when they respond, that you're just like, how are you doing? They say, I'm not doing too good. I'm kind of struggling with this thing, and I'm, you know, having these thoughts.
Is there something I can do to support you in this space right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
See that?
And they may not have the answer to that. They may not.
Yeah. Okay. And if they don't,
and if they
that's all
don't,
right too.
that's okay.
Yeah.
It's
And like
okay.
she say, sit.
Just sit. Yeah. Just sit with it. Say, do you want to sit down for a little bit?
Yeah. No, I love
And
that.
sometimes people don't want, like, if you ask enough, and sometimes like people will come. Me and you done been in here.
Yeah.
And I done been in here like in tears, and he be like, "What can I do?" And I'm like, "Nothing."
Yeah.
But the fact that
that's true.
You sat with me.
I forget about those moments.
Just like we had
I remember one moment I just like poked you, and then it was like, because you came in like, oh, I'm like, hold on, and it was like the moment though. Yeah, it was like a release.
Like it is, and I mean, sometimes like you want to deal with it with yourself, and people who take care of other people don't want to burden other people with their burden.
That's true.
But you need help as well. Like, and I had to learn that for myself, is because like I'm the strong person for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like I'm the one they can call. But like when I lost my son and then I lost my brother, like, and I was telling them like, I don't want nobody to call me.
Yeah.
Like, and then my mom was like, Qiana. And she was like, I'm just sad. Like, I'm really just sad. And I couldn't do nothing else. Like, I'm just sad. And it was nothing nobody could do because they wasn't going to be able to take the sadness away.
There's no pill. There's no
pill. But you know what I felt was love, that like, and then you think that people you're the only one that experienced it because it happens to you. But people who love you, they are an extension. So they feel your pain.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know what? Me and Brother Donnie, I mean, we used to work out and we would train, and he used to say, bro, you can't fake strong. Like that physical strength, right?
Yeah.
Like look, when it comes to trying to lift it, either you got it or you don't.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, it's okay to acknowledge like I don't have it, but you can't fake strong.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those, we talked about the gunshots. I think that's one of those reactions that trauma response is. The reason we don't duck or we don't hide is because we've been around people who like they duck. It's like you weak if you.
We conditioned to not show that part.
You scared of a gunshot, man? Come on. Like, I'm scared. You ain't scared?
Yeah.
Like,
and that happens early, right?
Yeah.
It's a rites of passage almost for our young men, our young women. Is like scare and fear is like something we can't express.
Right. It's a natural emotion, but
we're human.
Yeah.
We're human.
Wow. So the ability to fully express and experience all your emotions.
We have Black people have a full range of emotions, and we should not be limiting ourselves to only a few.
Right. That's right.
Say that again.
I said, Black people have a full range of emotions, and we should not allow ourselves to only experience a few.
And feel them. Like, go through them. Like, let it. And I had to like, go through it. Let it. Don't do the suck it up buttercup. Like, go and feel it. But I also, and tell me if I'm right, because I tell people, just don't stay in it.
We don't want to stay in.
And that's where people get caught up at. Like, when I talk to other parents and mothers, that's the advice that I give them, is just don't stay in it. Because you then become in a state where you feel like if you're having a good day, you're not honoring your children that passed away.
Wow.
Yes.
Right? And that makes you, because once you're a parent, you're always a parent, regardless if they're here or not. Right? And so you feel like if you had this beautiful day and you didn't think of your child, then, I didn't love them enough. And that's not true.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's the part that keeps the parents who lose children in this state where they can't move forward because they feel like they're not honoring them.
They feel guilty.
And they feel guilty as a parent.
For feeling good and having a good time.
Right, because you're always a parent.
Like and enjoying life without them.
Right.
It in some way makes you a bad parent.
Right. And so, and people who you don't understand, like you kind of, it's hard to explain for people who has their children. Because if you don't think about your child, you still go home to them.
Right.
If you have a good day, I had a good day. You know what I mean?
You go home and tell your child about your kid.
You like, forget the kid. You know what I mean? But as somebody who lost a child, when you say that, it hits different.
I got you.
And so we memorialize, right? We try to find ways, and that's why you see like people doing the tattoos and the shirts and the things that the things that say, I don't want to ever forget, right? But even with those things, when we get that moment, like, oh my God, I didn't think of my baby today. Right.
Wow.
And so processing that and allowing yourself to have those days takes time.
And then when you do think of them, like, you know, you don't have to think about the loss. Think about the good times. Think about the memories. Think about, you know, if you have those.
You have so like for me, because I lost my son so young, right?
Yeah.
My thoughts is because his third birthday is coming up, July 5th, and I always wonder like, how would he say mom? Like, what would he be doing right now? Would he like football? Like, you know what I mean? Who is he? Like, would he be like his dad? Would he be like his mom? Would he be a mama's boy? Like, all these things. Because as a parent, once you conceive a child, you then start to imagine what you want this child to be like.
Yeah.
Right? And that doesn't change at any age. When you lose them as an infant, you lose them at 21 or anything, you still have hopes and dreams for your children. And that does not be erased because they're not here. So at every milestone you think, what would we be doing at 21? Like at 5, what would it be? And that's what, like, I'm always thinking like that, like what moments, like what stage would we be at this point, and what would his face look like, hair, like those things like that.
So those thoughts are okay though, right? Those thoughts are okay. It's experiencing those thoughts without it getting to a point where it impairs you to I can't get out of bed and I you know, but we can honor those thoughts. Those are good and happy thoughts to kind of reflect on what your baby could have been. Yeah.
So just want to take a pause for the calls.
Yeah, because you gotta go.
I think we got a few more. You good? If you good, we good. Because we got all day. We got all day till 9 o'clock. But I just want to let people know you're listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams. We're talking with Dr. Brittany Peters and providing some practical tips on how you can deal with your mental well-being and improve your mental health, and also giving some encouraging words to, you know, people who may be struggling right now and going through it. And so again, thank y'all for tuning in. If you'd like to support the station, you can do so by going to 99jamstheberg.com, or you can send the stars. Also, you can do us a favor, tag a friend. Stacy, I see you. Appreciate it. Stacy Beaton, Carla B, Steve Money on here. Fancy Nancy, what up, though? Aria, thank you for watching. You be always chiming in. So tag some friends and let them know, man, we're having a real powerhouse conversation. And I just appreciate your energy. Like, you come in, like you own your space. Right?
But do you listen to her talk? Like, it's so like her voice is so smooth, like soothing. You be like,
you got that whole, you got to figure it out, man.
Like when you talk, you just make no. It's real peaceful and calm, and it makes you be like, I'm in the right place.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate y'all.
So tell me about this. You mentioned the different ranges and the tolerances for what was that? How you
window of tolerance.
The window of tolerance. Yeah. Talk to me about how can we improve that?
Our window of tolerance.
Because sometimes our window of tolerance
is like the bathroom window. It's the smaller window. Some of us got the floor to ceiling window.
I look at you wrong. Your window of tolerance is like, whoa. You go incredible. I didn't do nothing.
It was the window of tolerance.
That's all they had. Yep, they was at work. They couldn't take it. They threw themselves down. Yeah. So going back to that well-being pie, right? We want to make sure we have a good support network. Boundaries are very important. And boundaries should be reassessed every year. I know that y'all been doing things a certain way with certain people for a long time, and that's your mama and your cousin and your family member. But Dr. B is a fan of healthy boundaries, no matter what their relationship is to you, right? If it does not feel good, then you have to reassess whether you have to keep doing that with that person, right? It doesn't mean you don't love them any less. But you know, people say they want to be selfless, and I disagree. We should not be selfless. You have to save some space for yourself. You have to.
Put your mask on first.
Put your mask on first.
Yeah.
Right? Pay attention to what you do in your daily routine. That can help your window of tolerance. And the reason I say that is because, you know, not to go into the science part of it, but dopamine is replenished in the brain when we sleep. If you're not sleeping, you're not getting that neurotransmitter you need to function, right? You want to pay attention to what you eat. Serotonin. So for people who are on SSRIs, those type of medications, a lot of research has come out about those. Serotonin, 95% is produced in the gut. So if it's produced in the gut and you're not eating well, That window of tolerance, right? So
Okay.
mind-body connection, we started with that.
So now this is kind of putting me on my council member hat, because like we have food deserts, we got places where you can't get good food, and then you wondering why we angry and upset, right? Like this connection between what we're eating and our window of tolerance.
Everything's connected.
Ooh.
Our environment, councilman. Yeah. So our environment's important too. You all talk about the gunshots. It's not healthy, as you said, right? We should not be living in environments where we become numb to hearing those things, right? Where we really had survival skills that we've had to adjust to that. Therapy can help. Working out can help. It's my favorite thing to do to manage my own anxiety. I'm like, let me go. If I look at my schedule and I'm like, it's going to be a rough day, I need to go work out.
Okay.
So I don't have no nasty attitude with the person I got to meet with. No, sometimes you got to meet with your boss. And you're like,
But
before I go talk to this person,
I need to go do something.
Let me go do some laps. Let me get my mind together.
Yeah.
I've been doing that though. I've been actually practicing that.
Yep.
I always I pray before I do anything, and make any big decisions or whatever. But I find myself now, like sitting in City Hall, like I'm actually closing the door, like really going in, not just sitting there in my mind. Oh Lord, please. Like I'm like shutting down, stopping, and I'm like, I'm finna just take a minute, and I need to pray my way through this thing, because it's a lot happening right now. Because we pray, Black people, we just.
You're driving, you playing.
Jesus wept. That's our prayer.
Yeah. My son's son, he was doing. He set a timer when no matter what he was doing, he stopped and meditated.
I like that.
Yeah.
And he was doing that. I don't care where he was at. He would stop. If he was driving, he would pull over to the side of the road. He would just
commitment.
He would sit in the park and just do it. And he had a timer on how long he would do it. And then every day.
That's commitment. That's commitment. Yeah. Sit in silence. That's good, right? Yeah. So giving yourself that time, we get overstimulated. We got TVs, radios, phones. Give yourself some time to just sit in silence. We don't want to get uncomfortable in that either, right? And that way you can pay attention to your mind and your body. Because then you might notice, like, what is this knot in my back? Like, wait a minute.
Your body tell you.
Your body will tell you.
If you got psoriasis, if you have like eczema, like if it started to break out, even work, like if it's not normal for it to break out, your body is telling you something is wrong. You're stressed out.
Yeah.
You got to listen to if your ear ache. You know what I mean? You can have a toothache in your ear. You got You gotta pay attention.
You gotta pay attention. Yeah. Like you said, do them body scans and being able to just kind of let yourself feel what you feel. All right, Dr. B, I know you got this. Get out of here and move to the next thing. But if you had a final thought or a message that you wanted to leave the people with, what would it be?
Get connected. So if you are struggling, do your best to get connected. If you're supporting someone or you suspect someone, connect with them. You do not have to be the one to, intervene and say the right thing, but connect with them and guide them to resources.
Because they have phone numbers.
They have phone numbers. So 988 is the 24-hour suicide crisis line. And if you see someone on Facebook posting stuff concerning, please don't get in the comments. Pick up your phone and call them.
Say that again, please.
Go over to their house.
Say that again.
If you see someone on Facebook posting that they are struggling and that they're thinking, please don't just put in the comments.
Look this way, Dr. Because we got to keep going.
Make sure that you get off Facebook and call that person. Go over to the house if you can. Send somebody over there.
I'm a face like if I've seen people. Really if you really care,
yeah.
I do wellness checks on my friends, especially the ones I know is like I'll FaceTime and hey, you know what this is? It's just my checkup on you.
I've done that too. Thank you, Dr. Brittany. I don't want to hold you and make you late, but
thank you all. Thank you all.
I'll see you soon, man. That was powerful. That was rich and definitely much appreciated.
Yeah.
So, y'all listening to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You've been fed well this morning too. We were talking about breakfast. They called in talking about them fish and grits, but it don't get no better than that.
Oh, so I want some fish and grits. We need to take our umbrellas.
And we wasn't serving catfish this morning. Right? All right, thank you, Dr. Brittany. Yeah, man. I mean, allow yourself to feel what you feel. Recognize your window of tolerance. Like all the things. I mean, that was just that was rich, real rich, man. And
be okay with not having the right words to say.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Because a lot of times we're always searching for the right thing to say, and we might not have it.
And then you just forcing it and trying to press it to try and come up with something, and it might not be
and then
the right thing.
It can make the situation worse. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Because somebody get frustrated, and then
that's true.
Yes,
because I'm telling you, I actually had a couple interventions, and I was just blessed, man. You know, to be able to help them, you know, come off the, like, I'm talking about actively involved, threatening suicide, and being able to get them to put the weapon down and come out, and you know what I'm saying, like, and it was just God and lived experience being able to see it. But man, it's a scary thing.
When you're dealing with stuff, I think God give us some like these superpowers that we don't know that exist, right?
That's true.
Until you have to activate them.
Yeah, and that was one of them moments, boy. You know I still think back like, man, that could have went a whole different way.
But see, that's one of your superpowers that you didn't know
that
you had.
I did not know, and I would love to only use that sparingly and not have to tap into that one. But I mean, knowing that we have community and we have resources, that's another thing that Dr. Brittany said, was just knowing that, you know, you might not have that superpower. So you find somebody who does,
but
and
you
reach
have
out.
Extension to somebody else who does, you know, so.
That's true. All right, so you listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club right here on 99 Jams. I got to ask Qiana. You want to ask Qiana in the last few minutes that we got here?
Yeah.
All right, so we got to Ask Qiana, and you can actually sponsor the Ask Qiana segment. If you wanted to send some stars or give a donation, you can do that. And then once we introduce the Ask Qiana segment, we would actually let them know that it was brought to us by you. so this Ask Qiana segment is being brought to you by us. We sponsored this one. So, all right, dear Qiana. Mm-hmm. I have an older sister who has been a hypochondriac for as long as I can remember. It seems like every minor ailment or discomfort turns into a days-long or week-long complaint session about how sick she is. Sometimes it feels like she even invents illnesses or injuries just to seek attention. How can I address this behavior with compassion while also setting boundaries and protect my own well-being?
Okay, so one, if she's like making them up, because I know people who does that. Didn't needs the attention,
right?
To do it. One, she probably
so they make themselves sick or they act sick. That's kind of what a hypochondriac is somebody who like feigns sickness when they may not really be sick.
I think it's another sickness because they think that they're sick.
Okay,
like. They put in their mind they really are sick. You see people who constantly go to the hospital.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's more in your mind than it is, but your mind controls everything else. So then you become sick.
Okay, I got you.
You know,
so yeah.
At this
Thank
point,
you for that.
You know, you would need they would need more help than what you can give them. They would need a professional to come in and help them because now they need to rewire how they think. And then and this again, there's so many, you can't unfold this onion in one because there's so many aspects of it when you look at it. Maybe because she's the older sister.
Okay.
That when you came and there's other siblings that she was ignored. And then the only way that she could get attention is when she was sick.
Oh, yeah.
So
what
happens is that was the way that she ended up getting some type of love because again, being the older sibling, it's like, suck it up, buttercup, you got it. Like, go take care of your sisters or do this and do that. And then her needs was not met. And the only time she felt like they were met is when she was sick.
Yeah.
So now that's how she relates love.
And so that's so how do you deal with that? Okay. Thank you for that. Fancy Nancy said definition first. Definition is, it says hypochondriac, a person who is abnormally anxious about their health. And then that's all they got. A person who is abnormally anxious about their health.
And you see the people like you'll be like, oh, I gotta go to the hospital. I know they're gonna tell me I got cancer today. Like I know
health obsessed is what another one that says, neurotic, and a bunch of other big words.
Right.
Yeah.
But only thing I can do is you can support them, but you will probably need to suggest some professional help for them, because again, I don't know if you can change that at this point, because that's kind of can I say mental health?
Yeah, you can.
No, I'm just saying like that's a part of the mental
I think
health.
that's a part of mental. That's something there.
It's a part of the mental health because you
it's on the spectrum, I guess.
Right, you're over here.
We need to bring our doctor back. Dr. Brittany can give us the full piece, but yeah.
But I met them people. You be like, oh, there they go. They so extra. Like, you know, like
is that
really?
true?
No,
I don't see people like that. And it ain't just hypochondriacs. Like I got people I be with, and they just man.
No, but
my window of tolerance is boy. That's the word of the month right now,
what
boy.
You can do is say, hey, as the sister, be like, are you doing good? When you go to the doctor, when they give you the diagnosis, give me a call.
Okay.
So you're still there supporting, but you're not entertaining.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, because that was what the question was. Like, how can I be supportive, right? And but also protect. It says, okay, how can I address this behavior with compassion while also setting boundaries to protect my own well-being?
And
because it'll drive you crazy.
It will drive you crazy. Oh, so here you go. I gotta go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. I understand.
Yeah.
When they tell you what's wrong, give me a call. If I need to be there, I'll be there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You gave them what they needed.
Yeah.
Right? But then you protected your space as well.
That's right. I unite with that.
Do you have any suggestions?
No, I mean, without being redundant, I think you said it, and I think what you provided is spot on. You know, being able to acknowledge and affirm, and then not be dismissive of it, but also knowing, like, setting the boundaries where I'm not finna get caught up in it.
Right.
Like, I'm not finna be a part of this, whatever this is. So I'll acknowledge it. I won't invalidate it. I won't tell you that what you're experiencing is not real. Yeah. Because
it really is.
It's something that they're experiencing, and you have a right to be right. You have a right to experience what you experience and go through what you go through. But that does not mean I have to subscribe.
Right.
I don't have to be a part of it. So I'll acknowledge it. I'm sorry that you're feeling that way. Hope you get better. If there's anything I can do, let me know. Now, when they start saying, "Oh, I'm glad you said there's something that you," because a lot of times when people say that too.
But did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't say that.
Okay, don't say that.
See, that's why I didn't
Thank you for
say
that.
that.
Yeah.
I said
because when you say that, some people be like, "Okay, well, what you can do is, can you take me to the doctor?
And can you sit here with me? I need you to hold my hand."
Now you in it.
Now you have put yourself in it. So
appreciate
you have
that.
to be careful
about the help that you offer.
So if you don't want to be sitting at the hospital,
don't tell them.
Don't offer, because you know how like people just want to be polite and offer you something that they're not willing to give.
Oh,
right. You have to stop that, because
that's
it
true.
puts you in situations where then now you're uncomfortable
mm-hmm.
and you're don't want to be there.
So that's that setting boundaries piece of it.
That's the setting boundaries. I had to learn that. Like I really had to learn to set boundaries, because the people. I had zero boundaries for the people that I love.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Brittany was just talking about that too.
I had zero boundaries. So so like I would say again, hey, I'm sorry that you're sick. If you got to go to the hospital, go. Mm-hmm. And once they tell you what's wrong, give me a call.
Okay, gotcha.
Because you can commit to that call.
Yeah, I got you.
And then at that, we will go with.
But I'm not taking you. I'm not riding with you. I'm not sitting down there with you.
Even if you take them, you can drop them off.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't have to.
There's ways you can support. But again, I think the biggest piece of that is really understanding the boundaries. That's kind of my biggest takeaway from all of this, is knowing how far you're willing to go and how far you're willing to let other people go as it relates to your time.
Yes, I still got beef with you.
Fancy Nancy.
I told you I wasn't speaking to you till next month.
Okay. Has it been next month?
No, because it started last night.
Oh, okay. All right. So we got 29 more days on that thing right there.
No, I love the other Cheyenne's mom.
I got you. So listen, y'all, this has been an amazing ride. I mean, if you missed the second half, I would really encourage y'all. I mean, if you missed any of it, of course, but if you missed that second hour and you just tuning in, bump this thing back until maybe like that, that 8 o'clock hour,
right?
When Dr. Brittany came on. Also, Jay called Divine. Thank you for calling in and sharing all the things that you're doing in the community. But we really wanted to create space for Dr. Brittany to come in, share some practical tips, practical tools, ways that we can deal with this, and really have a conversation with a professional. Because a lot of time we got these shade tree mental health.
We got
these shade tree mental health people. What you need to do is
with the cigarette in their mouth, hanging out.
Get your 2 rocks and put them in your hand and rub them on the back of your head and 3 times, and you'll be fine. Right. Might work, but the views expressed, right? So yeah, we wanted to get a certified professional, somebody who really know what they're doing.
Go drink some ginger ale.
Right. Lay down somewhere. That was some water. Yeah, ginger ale was the solution. It was ginger ale, and laying down was always my thing.
Right, but listen, we're taking a hard situation, a heavy situation, and making light of it. As a community, we do find laughter.
It's therapeutic.
Right.
Laughter is therapeutic.
It makes you feel really good. And so we need to love on each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If you have children, talk to them, listen to them, and we can't tell people not to feel guilty because you're gonna feel it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as a parent, you can't be at all places at all times, and that's as a husband, you can't be there at all times. All of it. But it takes a village. Parenting is a team sport, and that's not just the mom and the dad. Okay. It's your whole village. And if you don't have a village, start creating your village for them so you can have help. You need extensions of you out there that you can trust, that somebody is there and giving your children good advice when you're not there.
Ooh, say that again.
If you don't create the space and have people, your village, your children will start to create their own village, and you may not know who that is in that village.
Yeah. And it'll start to show up in their actions and their behavior. They start changing the way they interact and engage with you based upon the information and
that they're receiving from there. So it's okay for your kids, because some people are really possessive when they come to their children. Mm-hmm. It's okay for them to love other individuals.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
It is. And some people don't want that. But that's another conversation another day, because we got to do final thoughts.
We really do.
So go ahead.
They do like the elders say, sit down somewhere. I'm actually starting to practice that myself. Like intentionally just sat down somewhere and giving myself space to just be quiet and be by myself. And really find your happy, right? I think in the context of this, like with all of the things that's going on, all of the distractions, Dr. Brittany used the word overstimulation because it's just so much going on, so much happening, and you got access to all of this information, all this data. Sometimes you just have to make time to unplug, and it doesn't have to be an extreme unplug. You don't have to like check out and like not show up forever. But like even what you mentioned with your son about just being able to have a time where you block off and like in this time, in this moment, I'm just gonna sit and be quiet and allow myself this time to be quiet and allow myself this space. Funny story on that, real quick. I remember I was working in a call center, and there was a guy. He would go out and he'd do yoga and do meditation, since this is National Take Back Your Lunch Break Day. So on his lunch break, he would sit in the grass and meditate, and all of the other people would be standing around smoking cigarettes, pointing to him, talking about how crazy he was.
But he's doing something to help himself.
You see what I'm saying?
And you killing yourself.
This is crazy.
No, you're the crazy one at this point.
I'm just saying,
you how bad cigarettes is, but you out there smoking, and he's making sure.
Yeah, he's good, because we're in a call center. If you ever worked at, yeah. And so he would do that on his break, and everybody else did other things. And I just thought that was interesting. And so, look, don't care about what people say, man. Take care of yourself. Take care of you first, and then help others. Build your family, build your community, unite with your tribe, like minds. And there's more that needs to be done and needs to be said.
Right. Be the change you want to be or see. Right now, more than anything, write down those 5 things. And take time to have family time. Take time to have family time. If it's 30 minutes, it's important for you to connect not only with your parents, with your children, your siblings, whoever it is. Take time to have family time. Life's going to keep on going. Stresses are always going to be there. But listen, once they're gone, you don't have that time anymore.
That's true.
You know, and so take time to have that family time. And that will be my final thoughts.
All right. Well, this has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. Wonderful ride. I'm your brother, John.
This is Qiana.
And we out. Believe and do good.
For joining us.
Ethnic right now. Peace and light. This is your brother, John. And I would like